Join me next for some short vol show live. You know, it's actually illegal in some states to interrupt Jerry Garcia when he's playing like that, but we'll make an exception today as we look at the markets. You know, I've experienced some negative energy from people on StockTwits lately because I have a show called The Short Vol Show. People assume that I'm losing money. It's like if vol goes up, people like come out of the woodwork to harass me. Somehow anytime vol goes up, that makes me automatically like a loser or an idiot or something like that. And people come out of the woodwork to harass me every time vol spikes. It's a kind of a strange phenomenon. You know, it didn't really happen in the pit, but it kind of happens on StockTwits that like if people have a different position than you do, then there's this adversarial relationship that's sort of created. I don't really know where it comes from because it wasn't like that trading on the floor. Like, first of all, nobody really knew other people's positions, but if they did, they're just like, oh, okay, whatever. You know, good luck, dude, or whatever. But on StockTwits, it's like bulls versus bears, and and I have people who, when they think I'm losing money, will like show up. Every time they think I'm losing money, they'll show up out of nowhere to like taunt me and like to try to like, kick me when I'm down and all this stuff. It's pretty surprising. So, to viewers out there, my message is be nice. As vol comes in, which it, invariably always does come in at some point. As vol comes in and stuff goes your way, don't taunt people that are caught holding the long vol bag. Don't make fun of people because they don't know that UVXY and VXX decay and eventually always go lower. Try to educate people if you want to, but don't make fun of people. If you know somebody's losing money and taking it on the chin, don't make it worse for them and taunt them and all this stuff like that, because it's always better to take the high road in life. Anyway, that being said, it looks like the Facebook earnings kind of signaled a little bit of a turning point for now, at least in the markets. Had a nice rally today, and the VIX is off the highs. Let's take a look at the term structure real quick here. Now, somebody was talking about how, the UVXY should quote unquote should be down much more for the move in the S&P 500, I think is what they were saying, and to which someone else smartly replied, "You got to check out the term structure and what's going on with it to make that assessment." And so we can do that a little bit here. It's kind of off the screen. I'm trying to kind of straighten out the screen here to see if we can see this just a little bit better. There, that's a little bit better. So we see ourselves here, okay, in backwardation, and the chart doesn't look that much different than it did a session ago. However, it is different in that there's not that much space anymore between spot and the futures. Curve looks real flat. It is in backwardation all the way, and we have noticed that it is this downward slope. The first couple of days that we were sort of inverted, we just had that smiley face, or we just had the first months in backwardation and the rest in contango. But now you can pretty much see it's pretty much downward sloping. It's kind of moving around now, but spot getting closer to the futures as spot moves lower here. And as this starts to unwind itself, which I can't read the future. That's the other thing. You see so many people on StockTwits who tell you, they tell you with absolute certainty what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, if somebody came in with absolute certainty and told you what the weather was going to be tomorrow, you'd laugh at it. But for some reason, people feel like in the stock market, they can come up and say, this is what's going to happen tomorrow, I'm sure of it. And everybody who doesn't think that's totally wrong. And I guess that's just the way people sort of have fun doing that. I guess that's what it is in the end. But sometimes social media and people saying stuff can be construed the wrong way, and something that people are sort of having fun with can turn kind of a little bit nasty at times. And I've definitely felt some negative energy this week from people, people who are long volatility towards me, like I like somehow represent short volatility in the world or something. Anyway, yeah, so the distance between spot and the futures is tightening up. There's less than 2 points now between. It's less than a point and a half, I guess, now between spot and the futures, and so we should see this start to normalize here as time goes by. Once again, as I've said before, as long as we don't see an acceleration to the downside, we should see these charts start to normalize soon. And that something funky just happened to my screens behind me. Anyway, but that's okay. We can imagine screens behind me. Anyway, so good day for the short vol trade for a change after getting hammered for days and days and days. VXX now trading around 37 and change. UVXY below 60, like 59. And, we all know that these are going to go lower eventually, and we just have to be patient. If you're going to be short these things via options, you don't want to be have a position that's going to decay rapidly. You want to give yourself time for stuff to work. And so it's good news today. I just had a second to jump on, so I thought I would jump online and say hi to everybody and let you know I'm still here and everything's fine. And when you see somebody who's long volatility, and when this stuff starts to roll over and all these things go back down, be nice to them. Don't be mean. And just because you're making money, it doesn't mean you need to rub it in other people's faces. Same thing if you're long volatility and people have the opposite position and they're getting hurt, you don't necessarily have to rub it in their face. You can take the high road and act respectfully towards people, and I would recommend doing that. Anyway, that's a little lesson for today, and I will see you next time on the Short Vol Show. Let's see if I can go back to Jerry here, although for some reason you can't see it. You can at least hear it. Bye.